Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Terry Morrow and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast we talk about parenting issues, but once a week, Catherine and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. This week, we continued with the 4th season of Veronica Mars. We just can't help ourselves. And we watched the movie Let Them All Talk, starring Meryl Streep, Candice Bergen, and Dianne Wiest, and directed and filmed and edited by Steven Soderbergh under his various aliases. And I think it came out at the very end of 2020. And it's available. We watched it on HBO Max, right?
Well, I watched it on an airplane, but yes.
Oh, that's right. So it's one of those that was in theaters, but also at the same time online. It works perfectly fine online. I wanted to watch it. I've wanted to watch it since I saw it come out. And so I'm the reason we did this. And after I watched it, I kind of thought, do I have anything to say about this? It was a thing that took up an hour and 50 minutes or so of my time. Nice to see those actresses working. You go, girls. Nice, especially Candice Bergen.
Yeah, I laughed many times at Candice Bergen.
Yes, she was a lot of fun. She had herself an enjoyable meal out of that part.
Uh-huh.
And honestly, if somebody had said, hey, sit down for an hour and a half plus and just look at the Queen Mary 2, isn't it gorgeous? I might have said yes and been very happy to watch it. So
yeah, I mean, it was partly like just a travelogue of them on this ship.
This incredibly luxurious, gorgeous ship. I mean, when they first go on the ship, and Meryl Streep's character, who's very well off and has invited her friends who are not into this ridiculously luxurious trip. And she goes into her stateroom and it's like 2 stories with a grand staircase in the middle. I thought, oh, and the joke here is going to be that her 2 friends are going to be in little tiny staterooms with, beds that fold over the toilet and stuff like that. But their rooms were beautiful too. It's like, I'm not going to feel bad for you that you just have 1 floor. God, they're gorgeous. The whole thing was just beautiful.
Yes.
Man, it's nice to have money.
And you also got, behind the scenes, here's what a cruise ship, here's some of the, way below decks, people working, carting laundry around, whatever it is, just lots of that kind of almost documentary stuff, which I guess is because they really just boarded this ship and brought some cameras and filmed stuff as they went along.
Can you imagine you're on this ship and they say, oh, by the way, Meryl Streep is going to be filming a movie while we're here with Steven Soderbergh. If you see a camera and don't want to be in the background, just go someplace else.
Right.
Okay. Although they're all so rich. I can't imagine how much passage must be.
I know. We should look that up.
Yeah. So it was extremely enjoyable visually just to look at all the backgrounds that things were being done in front of.
Uh-huh.
And, I'm there to see 3 veteran actresses improvise dialogue and try to make it seem like there's something actually going on here.
Play a lot of board games.
Yeah. And they were delightful to watch. I guess it's the sort of thing where they say the voyage is the destination. Because there was really no there.
Yeah.
Anywhere in this movie. It was just sort of about just relax and enjoy the voyage. Look at the pretty things. Look at the clever people. Just relax. And, okay. Who am I to say no?
And then we'll give you one crazy plot twist at the end just so you feel like you watched a movie and not a travel video.
I mean, I think if it had just stopped, I would have thought, what was that? But then the ending they put on it, I was still, what was that? I mean, and I Googled afterwards, basically, Let Them All Talk ending WTF. And didn't find anybody giving me any sort of explanation. It seemed like they hinted a whole bunch of times that it might have been like poisoning, that somebody was going to poison somebody and then somebody dies. And so, well, that must be it. But then there's no further indication.
I didn't. I certainly never noticed that.
Well, the murder, the other novelist said something like poison would be a terrible way to kill somebody, very painful or whatever. And, I think they showed Candice Bergen kind of going, And then later, Dianne Wiest was talking about this special poison that she knows about. And it sounded very, like, run-of-the-mill to me. But the mystery novelist was like, oh, interesting.
Right.
Man.
Yeah, I did
not do research, but still.
I thought that was all in the service of writing books. Like, I didn't think that was related to the characters.
Definitely, except that when then somebody turns up suddenly dead, one thinks back on that and thinks, oh, but no.
I just thought the reason that they gave for the person dying was believable. So
right. But kind of, I don't know. It's like they're always talking about on the Veronica Mars Investigations podcast, Chekhov's blank.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to have Chekhov's talking about poisoning and then somebody dies,
right,
you sort of expect that there's going to be some mystery involved. I did like that they cleared up what the guy who was always coming out of her stateroom in the morning was doing, because I hadn't thought of that.
Right.
I was pretty sure it wasn't what the nephew thought, but I was, is somebody writing books for her? Is there some financial thing going on?
Mm-hmm.
So it was, so anything that looked like it might have intrigue involved just pretty much fizzled out. But look at the pretty places.
Yes.
Look at the beautiful boat. Let's go stand and look at the ocean. There's a casino. Look. There's a gala.
There's a party.
There's a dance place. So, I don't resent the piece of my life I spent watching it, but, okay.
Agreed.
I bet they had a great time.
Uh-huh.
I bet that was the funnest, and so good for them.
Yes.
One article I found in Googling around about it started with, I'm going to have to abbreviate a curse here for our family-friendly podcast, but this is an article from a website called Alternate Ending, and it's by Tim Brayton, and he starts his review of this movie by saying, "Let them all talk is what happens when multiple people who don't have to prove a GD thing to you or me or anyone else all get together and don't prove it together." And I think that sums it up pretty well.
Absolutely.
So, y'all go. That was a very pretty movie to watch, and doesn't take up any space in my brain now afterwards. So there's something to be said for that as well. And would that I could say the same for Veronica Mars, which takes up altogether too much space in my brain.
That is to say,
and doesn't dissolve quite as quickly. Although this season tastes great less filling, I guess. So we watched season 4, episode 3, "Keep Calm and Party On," where it appeared that they found the bomber, but no. Because the season's not over yet, so
right.
We trained Veronica Mars. Well, although I guess they've resolved things. The college year they resolved many things in the middle of the season.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but no, in this case, the bomber continues to bomb. The head chopping off guys were gonna take a break from head chopping off, but now I guess they got to go back to it. Dang. But
like,
just going to barbecues and collecting money to kill other people, and now they have to go back to finding the bomber.
And I think they said this on Veronica Mars Investigations, like, they could have just used the first head they got and gone on back to Mexico. Like, the guy did not care, and he wasn't going to know. whether they got the right person or not.
Yeah,
so.
Except though now probably his annoying ex-wife would say, hey, there was just another bomb. This isn't the right head. Send them back. Right. So, they might as well just stick around Neptune for a while.
Plenty of business.
Golfing. Yeah.
And plus now,
TV.
Now the one likes Weevil's sister, so.
Yeah. Did not see that coming. Would prefer it had not. Oh, Weevil.
Weevil knows
safe,
something's
man.
up.
Yes, he does.
Just from the tattoo.
Yep. They are in the business of dangling tantalizing small appearances by our favorites from the original show.
Yeah.
But for such a short period of time. We get Wallace in the background in the volleyball scene, and we get Weevil for a minute and a half at a barbecue, setting up something that will probably ultimately result in his peril.
Yes.
So,
or at least his displeasure.
That's true. Well, that's fine. He can be displeased.
That's true.
Just nobody hurt him.
Yeah.
Or his sister, I suppose. She seems nice.
Yeah. I'm not sure what she sees in this guy who, I don't like his haircut.
For two dudes who go around killing people, they seem pretty chill, honestly.
Yeah, they do. They do.
They seem like they could be a good time until it comes time to remove your head. But until then, I mean, they could adjust. They could just cut off the head of the congressman while he was tied up there with the rubes. But no, they rescued him.
Yeah.
Briefly.
And then took on a side job.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, this show is so weird. So Dick Jr. is king of spring break at the same time that Dick Sr. is trying to shut spring break down.
Get rid of it. Interesting conflict of interest among those two.
Well, I guess the Casablancas play both sides of the street, so either way they're fine. But don't know how I feel about Veronica and the whole ecstasy thing.
Yeah.
Old lady Terry does not approve.
Well, she did have to suffer.
She did, that's true. But
and Keith enjoyed it very much.
He did.
She was very hungover the next day. He didn't know about the ecstasy, but he did know that she overindulged and was feeling the effects the next day.
Yes. Oh, well, I guess a girl's got to have her fun where she can.
And now Keith is, friends with Clyde, J.K. Simmons.
Uh-huh.
Well, maybe not friends, but he's...
No, I would love for them to be friends. It's pretty clear that Clyde's up to no good and that this will not end well for Keith, but Keith could use a buddy. And Clyde seems like a lot of fun when he's not probably blowing things up.
Right.
So, I can't trust him, but I want to.
Well, especially when he's talking about how annoying Big Dick is.
Yeah. He's fun. What a fun character he is, even though I don't trust him as far as I could throw him. Still.
Right.
You could do worse with your villains in Neptune, on the villain scale from Well, no, I think Tawny, is that her name? I think Tawny's family is actually below the Fitzpatricks on the scale, which you gotta work to get there.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
You gotta want it, But from that, the Fitzpatricks end all the way to, who's been a charming villain? Well, let's say all the way to Clyde. Clyde's a pretty charming villain. He's gonna be bad, but he's very enjoyable.
Yeah.
I don't know. What did you think of the whole yuckity yuck true crime people being all over the Lily Kane case still?
Yeah, I mean, that was we don't need to go.
I was like, yo, bomber, over here.
Especially
at least
Patton
do some
Oswalt.
good for the city of Neptune, will you please?
At least he got kind of his comeuppance.
I guess.
Because now all of his murderhead friends are like, okay, clearly he doesn't know what he's talking about. Goodbye. They were ahead of their time with their Zoom hybrid meeting.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that in real life, something like the Lily Kane case would sustain folks like that who want to come up with conspiracies and all, but we know who did it. He's dead. Let's move on, shall we?
Definitely.
Don't be disrespecting Keith by doing all this other garbage.
All right.
Anyway.
For sure.
So they were positing on the Veronica Mars Investigations podcast without knowing, in Helen's case, what the actual situation is in the end, that perhaps Pizza Guy is indeed the bomber. And it would make me happy if that was the case, because him, I would enjoy hating. Him, I see no, he's above the Fitzpatricks, but not real far. Yeah. So he can be a bad guy. He can accidentally blow himself up. A-okay with me. Please let him turn out to be evil.
The only thing is that Maddie likes him and trusts him.
But that assumes that we like and trust her, which... All right, she's Junior Veronica, so I have to like her still.
Well, we can feel bad for her because she lost her dad.
Yeah. But I think this show has a history of, having people that I don't know if like and trust exactly, but I don't think you can necessarily assume that somebody's okay just because somebody likes them.
Yeah. That's true.
It would be a good twist for her to find out that he just seems too full of himself a little bit to be. He just seems like what's a nice way to say that for a family? I don't know.
He's just more of like a hanger-on.
Just seems like too much of a doofus, I guess.
Yeah, and he's sort of...
But I do not put it past this show to make such a person.
Right.
Have that be an act.
True.
But... Oh, Clyde, please turn out not to be evil. I mean, obviously you're evil, but less evil. I don't know. I enjoy him.
Yeah, and plus, J.K. Simmons. He's
yes, cool. Yes. I think the J.K. Simmonsness of it all is what makes Clyde so likable. I'm not sure a different actor in that role. I think it's just, you see that dude and you go, oh, I know him.
Right.
I've enjoyed him in other things. So
I enjoyed him in those Farmers Insurance commercials.
Yeah. Juno's dad.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's an enjoyable presence.
Yes.
Whether he turns out to be good or for evil. Hope he takes out some Fitzpatricks along the way anyway.
Yes, please.
And, maybe if Dick Sr. does enough annoying things, Clyde, you can feel free and dispatch him too. I would not hold it against you, man.
I think he's just doing it by, fleecing him for money.
Yeah. I guess he is kind of the gravy train, so you might as well ride on it for a little while.
Yeah.
And boy, does this serve as a nice advertisement for concierge medicine, man. If that's what it's all about, yes, please.
But also, I don't think that's how it works, though. Like, you just say, oh, can you see my friend? Like, somebody is paying for Keith.
Yes.
And I guess it's Big Dick, without his knowledge.
Which will be trouble.
Yeah. I mean, Clyde just can't be like, well, I'm going to use my plan for you to see Keith as well.
Yeah. I'm sure he did it under,
He put it on Big Dick's tab, is what he did.
Under his aegis. But, I mean, if they turn out, Dick Sr. and Clyde turn out to be the bad guys.
Right.
Keith having, benefited from their largesse may be a problem.
Yes.
But in the meantime, pop those headphones in, man, and get into that nice
enjoy that MRI.
And hope there's not an earthquake and then suddenly you hear songs everywhere. But, if there's a season 3 of Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist and they want to throw Keith Mars in there too.
Hey.
That will make me sign a petition. Would watch. Well, speaking of would watch, Next week, we will discuss Veronica Mars Season 4, Episode 4, called Heads You Lose.
Another decapitated head.
Oh, goodness.
I guess it's redundant to say decapitated.
Mother, please? Why does the congressman's mother still have a head on her shoulders? Yeah. I don't understand it. I'm ready for her to go, for sure. And we are excited for the return of Making It, a crafty competition show hosted by Amy Poehler and Nick Offerman that is premiering on Thursday, June 24th. So we will be watching it on Thursdays and talking about it on Tuesdays. And I know it's going to be hard for y'all to wait, but... And that's going to be it for our Round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes. We have something new for you every weekday. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Goodbye, Catherine.
Bye, Terry.
Goodbye, everybody.